What's going on, everybody? Thank you so much for joining in today, guys. I'm always an advocate, and I always tell people to hold on to their old equipment even when they upgrade, because you never know when you're going to need that piece of equipment. And it's something like where, like, if you need a piece of equipment and you had it before, now you got to go buy the equipment back again because all of a sudden you're getting all these orders for that specific type of garment decorating method, then it's a waste of money, and it defeats the purpose of buying the equipment in the first place, because you buy the equipment for when you're going to need it. You don't get rid of the equipment then buy it back again. So when you upgrade your equipment, I'm a heavy advocate of keeping your equipment and keeping it up to date and keeping it functional, keeping it running, because you never know when you're going to get a request for something, and that specific something might be better off if you use this specific method for it. That's what happened with me today. All right, so let's talk about sublimation, guys. All right, sublimation. So, as I've been doing DTF, and DTF is going crazy, as I've been doing embroidery, I've been having a whole bunch of money, making a bunch of money in embroidery and DTF and stuff like that. Sublimation is like in the back of my mind, right? People are still killing it with sublimation, making a bunch of money with sublimation, but DTF and embroidery has been my thing for like the last 1, 2, 3 years or so. And you guys know I have the SG500 Sawgrass system and the SG1000 Sawgrass system. The SG500 is at my house. It is all out of magenta ink, and it's been out of magenta ink, no lie, for maybe about a year now, and I haven't been put any in there. The SG1000 is here at the studio, and it's been out of cyan ink for about a year, and as a matter of fact, the last 4 to 5 months, maybe 6, the printer's been off. And you know you're supposed to keep them on so the ink can circulate. So, I'll give you some context to the job that we're doing today. A friend contacted me. Hey, Alan, I want some shirts done. I got this. She does this bounce thing. These with the bounce. They're like roller skates, but they got the bounce at the bottom. So she does bounce classes, and she travels all over the place and does bounce classes. So she needs some new uniforms for the bounce class or whatever. She needs her logo on the uniform. So tell me what she needed or whatever. And I say, okay, I go on my wholesaler site. I tell her what I can get and how much it costs, whatever. She said, okay, fine. You know, let's go with the 100% polyester, whatever, white shirts with the design on them. I said, okay, fine. So, you know, when you get a design, a request, you think of what method you're going to use to put the design onto the garment. And right now, DTF is real hot. So I'm gonna DTF this on DTF the designs, her logo onto the shirts. But then when I got the shirts, or while the shirts were in the process of being delivered, I thought about it and I said, wait a minute, these shirts are white 100% polyester shirts. I think it would be ideal, she would like it better, and it would look better if I sublimated onto the shirts. Ding, 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 ding. So this is a prime example of why having your old equipment and keeping your old equipment is a great idea, because like I said, you never know when you're going to need it. But, big but, I hadn't put ink in my sublimation printer, and my sublimation printer has been off. Immediately went to heattransferhouse.com, ordered some cyan ink for the SG1000 that's here, ordered some magenta ink for the SG500 that I keep at home, and crossed my fingers to hope that both of them work. Haven't made it home yet. Don't know to put the ink in the SG500, but I am at studio right now, and I put ink in the SG1000. And guys, to my surprise, it did a little maintenance cycle, put ink in the ink cartridges, and I had to learn the new software, give myself a crash course of the new software, because they got some new software. I'm going to go into it on a later video and show you guys the functionality of it, but I myself, I need to play with it a little bit more, because I did give myself a crash course, and it is fairly intuitive and a lot easier to use, to be honest, than the Sawgrass Creator Studio that they had before. So it is simpler to use, because I was able to figure it out kind of like that easily. And it's one software. It's not like Creator Studio, you had to launch the print manager first, and then you had to, it was a nightmare. But anyway, lo and behold, I sent something to print, and guys, after the printer was sitting there all that long time, after the SG1000 was off all that long time, to my surprise, I really didn't have a doubt that it was going to work, but because I always like to be optimistic, but I was very surprised that the printer printed out fine, no problems. I didn't have to do any head cleanings or head checks or anything like that, or like nozzle checks or anything, nozzle cleanings. It just started printing crazy. So I printed up all my logos, and these are the jerseys that she requested, and we're gonna sublimate onto them, guys. And what's crazy, funny story, true story just happened, right? I haven't sublimated in so long that I had to take a moment and think of the sublimation settings, because I haven't done it in so long. So I'm like, is it 400 degrees, 300 degrees, or 400 degrees? 400 degrees is 375. I ended up having to call Katrina and ask her, Katrina, don't laugh at me, but what is the settings for sublimation again? Because I totally forgot. So Katrina advised me she uses 375 for 50 seconds. And I said, 50 seconds? That's kind of too long. I said, you don't do 400 degrees? She said, no, because I don't want to scorch your shirt. And it made sense. It started coming back to me as she was talking to me. I said, well, you know, okay. So we're going to go 375 degrees, 50 seconds, and we're going to sublimate the designs. They're printed out excellent, might I add. Print out very, very good with the Sawgrass SG1000 after all this time. And I had to make this video for you guys because some of you guys new to the channel, and some of you guys don't know the magic of sublimation printing. Some of you guys have never seen it. And out of all the print methods, this print method is the most magical. And those of you guys that have done sublimation before know exactly what I mean by it's magical. It's there's nothing else, there's no other print method like sublimation printing. It does its own thing, and it truly is magical. Especially when it's done correctly. There's no, that's the only way I can describe it. But guys, let's get into this. I printed out my designs already on the SG1000. Let's separate them and let's sublimate a few. So sublimation. All right, what are we gonna need right here? We're gonna need some butcher paper. All right, and we have our cutout designs right here from the SG1000 Sublimation printer. All right, one thing I must say is make sure you kind of cut off the edges, because sometimes when you're sublimating, when you're printing the item, sometimes some ink can come out on the edge of the paper and you might not see it. So it's a good idea to just cut off the edges anyway. That's what I would recommend. You're gonna need some butcher paper. For each shirt that you sublimate, you're gonna need a piece of butcher paper for the inside and a piece of butcher paper for the outside. That's what I do. Some people just do the outside. I recommend doing the inside and the outside, but hey, you can learn the hard way if you want to. But I would advise you to listen to what I'm telling you to do. All right? So butcher paper. And in this instance, since I'm sublimating razorback shirts right here, I recommend using a pressing pillow so that you can put the design up so it doesn't, like, you got edges of this razorback shirt right here, and if you press directly onto it, it might raise it up where the seams are, and you want to avoid that. All right, so let's get this thing ready. Let me show you guys how to get this thing ready and press it. So let me talk you guys through everything that I have to do right here, because somebody didn't want y'all to be great and get this information, so I got to do a voiceover. All right, so first I grab my racerback shirt and I lay it down flat on the platen. Make sure you guys get it flat on the platen. And then when you're doing sublimation, you're gonna need butcher paper, and you're gonna need to put the butcher paper inside, underneath whatever you're sublimating onto, and over top of your design also, so that the design doesn't go through and sublimate onto the back side of your garment. So get your butcher paper nice and straight, get everything nice and flat and nice and even, because it's going to make for nice even sublimation design transfer. And you're also going to want to use a pressing pillow. In this case, you don't necessarily have to use a pressing pillow, but I'm going to use a pressing pillow for this specific design because the racerback has these little seams on the side, and if I don't use a pressing pillow, then when I press it, it's going to press the design into the seams or something like that. It's going to like create, when the design transfers, you'll be able to see the seams inside of the design on the actual you guys know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, put my pressing pillow underneath the butcher paper and make sure that the pressing pillow is sitting up above the seams. And then I grab my design. And with sublimation, you can see through the paper. The design is on one side and it's mirrored when you print it. So you can hold it up and you can kind of see through the paper. So you position it in the center, make sure you have it exactly where you want it to be. In this instance, I didn't go 4 fingers down because the racer back has a U neck, and you can use heat tape if you need to, but in this case I didn't use any heat tape. But you guys that are new can use heat tape if you want to, but like I said, I didn't use it. So I make sure it's nice and even, make sure my paper is nice and flat. Then I get the other piece of butcher paper and I get it nice and flat and place it on top of there. Notice I'm holding it down, place it on top of there, and then I go ahead and push it in nice and flat. Make sure push it in, and then I go ahead and press it down. My heat press is at 375 degrees for 50 seconds. Yep. 6, 5, 4, and I'm gonna catch it. I don't want it to pop up, so I'm gonna catch it. 2, 1, boom, there it is. I'm gonna let it up nice and slowly. Let the heat dissipate. That could be ink. Step back a little bit, don't smell none of those. You know what I mean? Pull that out. Grab my butcher paper, take that off slowly. Again, let some more heat dissipate. You don't want to rush this part of the process right here, because with the sublimation ink, it turns into a gas, into vapors, and if you snatch it off too early, you could risk ruining your design, and your design could get get some ghosting. So now I'm going to grab the edge, and I'm just going to take it off, and boom, look at this print right here. Oh my gosh, guys, sublimation is still and always will be magical, guys. Magical. And the best part about sublimation is this design is embedded into the fabric. It's not on top of it like DTF. It's not like on top but pushed in like DTG. It's embedded into the fabrics of the shirt. Let's get you in a little close so you can fully understand the magic of sublimation and everything that what we're talking about right here, so you can see how magical sublimation really is and how it's embedded into the little tiny fibers of that, and it's never ever 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 washing off. That's sublimation and the magic of sublimation, guys. Guys, I cannot believe how beautiful these things look and how nice they came out with the Sawgrass SG1000 sublimation printer. Sublimation for the win today. And I know for a fact, anytime you do sublimation and you see it and you feel it in your hands, you know that the client is going to absolutely love it. Sublimation is one of those printing methods that it just can't be denied no matter what. You can never deny sublimation. And I'm so happy that I still have my sublimation printers, my handy dandy SG500 and Sawgrass SG1000 printers. I also have an Epson F570 back there, sublimation printer. I never put any sublimation ink in it. I have the sublimation inks and everything, but I never put it in it yet. But I'm waiting until I get a large format heat press, and then we're gonna have some more sublimation action on the channel. But for right now, guys, for the win, sublimation for the win. Let me know what you think about this printing method and where it falls on your favorites as far as printing methods is concerned. Let me know if you've ever done sublimation. Let me know if this is your first time seeing or experiencing how wonderful and magical sublimation printing is in the comments down below. And if you're in the market for a sublimation printer, use my Heat Transfer House affiliate link down in the description below to get your Sawgrass SG1000 or SG500. I highly recommend you get the SG1000 though, because you won't be limited to smaller print sizes when sublimating. But thank you so much for watching the channel. Don't forget to go to AlanAwade.com, buy yourself some channel merch, help support the channel. And don't forget, I have the cheapest DTF prints in the business. $4 prints for anything 12 by 12 and under. $4 DTFs. Also have a gang sheet option on the website. You can upload your images and build your own gang sheet. Choose the selection that you want, and I make it and ship it out to you fast the next day. Why? Because I don't get that many DTF orders, and I can give you a fast turnaround. So AlanAwade.com. Oh, also I have random neck labels, custom neck labels. It's not so much custom because they're just like generic neck labels that you can tear away the tag and put it and press it on. I'm gonna be putting a custom option on there to where as though you can tell me your brand, and I'll put the name of the brand in the slot above the neck label. But for right now, it's just generic neck labels. If you guys are just starting out and you just want a neck label so you can tear away the tag and not have a gilding tag in there, got that option for you guys. Go in there, search neck label on the website. You guys can buy some neck label DTFs to help your brand get off the ground and start it off until you decide, till you get a logo or whatever. You can sell your designs, or if you never have a logo, you just selling generic shirts kind of like this. You just have a neck label on there and take off the gilding or whatever thing you're using. This right here is Team 360, but I'm going to leave these on here. But anyway, guys, AlanAwade.com is the website. If you're not following me on Instagram, go ahead and follow me there. A-Dubb Productions on Instagram, A-Dubb Productions Facebook group, and A-Dubb Productions on TikTok. And I'll see you guys on the next video. Like, comment, subscribe if you're not subscribed already. Peace. Thanks for watching.
Turn up that, crank it up. Why listen to the rest when you're rocking with the best, baby?